Hello! Welcome to the update on what's in my sketchbook 2016. So this is another update of my Inktober progress. It is pretty late, Simon has gone out and I have all this free time to myself to just like talk to myself in my office, and that's not weird at all. So last week we've covered the first 7 sketches and right now I have another 7, so that's quite a success. Technically it is 16th right now, so I am currently 2 days behind, but it's still pretty good. I hope that I will be able to keep up. I hope that I wouldn't be losing more than, let's say, 1 sketch a week, which I think is kind of a reasonable area of, you know, missed days. There's been a lot of stuff going on at work and there might be some travels happening towards the end of this month. I'm not gonna tell you just yet because I am not sure they will happen, but if they do, I'm pretty sure it's gonna also stand between me and finishing this Inktober with 31 pictures. Anyway, let's start. Okay, so my first sketch for this past week was Cullen. Okay, if you don't know this, Cullen is a character from the game Dragon Age Inquisition. He's one of the romanceable characters, and I actually haven't romanced him in my first playthrough because he's nice. Like, he's a nice person and he has the sweetest romantic storyline. However, he just won't do you if you're not an elf or a human, which I think is a bit douchebaggy, which is why in my first playthrough, which is the one I completed, I romanced Blackwall, and you know, I really appreciated in that character that he just doesn't care what race you are. I mean, right? Like, that's the right way of looking at things, while this guy will only really fall for you if you're, you know, this like tiny petite elf or a human like he is. So as I was catching up on the same day, I decided to redraw one of my favorite anime characters ever. My favorite anime of all times is Cowboy Bebop, and so I needed to draw Spike. Spike from Cowboy Bebop. As you can see, I didn't go for like anime style, I wanted to redraw him in my style, which was kind of fun. So days 10 and 11. So I was really stuck on ideas, and I watched the new Ghostbusters for the first time, and I know that a lot of people do not like that movie, and then there's a lot of people who do like this movie. I am not mad at either of these opinions, but just to be on the safe side and not make anyone hate me super much, I did 2 fan arts for days 10 and 11, one of which is inspired by old Ghostbusters, my favorite Sigourney Weaver as Dana, and day 11 is Holtzman from the new ones. I had to leave for a bit because I thought someone was buzzing at me, and yeah, I'm home alone, so someone buzzing at me is a totally alright reason for me to freak out. Also, last night, someone, well, not someone, one of our neighbors was buzzing at us about 3 AM and she just wouldn't stop, and our buzzer is like this in-your-face, super loud sound, and it's kind of like the sound has a very clear path from, you know, the entrance door to our bedroom, and it's just this, you know, you just wake up into the worst panic, or like something's going on, and then you get this adrenaline rush, and it's the worst thing. Like, if you already have quite a lot of adrenaline in you naturally because you are prone to anxiety, that's the worst thing. And that wasn't everything. Well, Simon let her in, and then she went into, you know, her floor, which is 1 floor above us. And clearly, I mean, obviously she didn't have keys. So 3 AM she started to bang on the door. Her flatmate or boyfriend or whoever she's living with was clearly asleep, but like she was banging on the door like a crazy person and like shouting, and I was in this already like super anxious mode, and it was horrible. So now I've heard our weirdly loud washing machine, and I thought that was the buzzer again, and I kind of freaked out a bit. After drawing the Ghostbuster ladies, I've decided to go back to some of my all-time favorite comedians, and one of them is definitely Amy Poehler and her character of Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec. She is like the most inspirational character ever. I am Myself, I find myself to be more of a Liz Lemon character, who is also super inspirational, but yeah, leslie note. I think that I will probably still go and draw Liz Lemon as well. I just haven't yet. I don't think I have ever tried to, so you know, good opportunity I guess. Day 14, the last in the past week. I am kind of like half happy, half unhappy with this, because I think that it turned out better than I thought. It's a bit wonky, but Casey Neistat's face is wonky. I'm sorry, but yeah. I totally forgot about day 12, and that's Dr. Lecter, the sexiest cannibal ever. Yeah, I think he came out pretty well too. I'm pretty chuffed with this one. When I was making a lot of these drawings, I just realized how interesting human faces are. It's I often feel like every kid, or you know, let's say every teenager should get some like life drawing classes, because like a regular life drawing class will really make you realize how different bodies are, and I think that's that's a bit of knowledge, or you know, that's a mindset that is extremely helpful for just like taking that with you throughout your life, kind of appreciating how everyone looks different, and that, you know, because when you think about this yourself, like, you know, I don't like the shape of my forehead and things like that, but like, you know, then you just kind of get hung up on all the wrong sides of the fact that your forehead looks this way. There is no way of pretending you don't have a forehead of this shape, but you should think about how someone who is drawing you draws that forehead, and just thinks about the curve, and like how it's interesting how that particular forehead works on that particular face. And yeah, I guess that's my point here, is that if you ever feel shit about a particular part of you, your face, your body, think about how an artist would think about drawing you, because like they would never think about it in the way of like, I'm drawing this curve and it's a bit too curvy, or like I don't like how there's a fold there. Like, no, the artist doesn't think about it this way. The artist is trying to capture it and understand it, and like his mind will not even touch, you know, the place where you think there's something bad about it. And I guess that's the thought I'm gonna leave you with for this week, and I'm gonna see you next weekend with hopefully 7 more things, but possibly just 6.